rarely this one.
Play instance what I mean.
You can take the ball and throw the cups. As many cups you throw, that would be a great number for you. Or else you can try a target shot.
Next.
You can throw from a distance.
Right? Suppose if I throw all the then
We'll go actually.
hey, come on. Chalo, let's try one. Second, fourth, anyway.
Okay. Yeah. You can try again.
He or she did not have the resources to intensify production to meet their basic income needs. They want 10,000 rupees per month or 5,000 or 8,000, whatever, right? So if the prices fall, they don't have, at least at that time, they didn't have the amount required to buy more fertilizers to intensify production. What they often had was, they had land next to their own farms, which were often virgin forests and or secondary forests, and they used to clear cut that forest to bring that extra area under cultivation. So if the price of tomatoes fell from 10 rupees to 5 rupees, then the area of cultivation went up from half acre to 1 acre. And I often used to tell the farmers, although I'm supposed to be an objective researcher, impartial, I used to often have conversations with them which went on the lines of, tomato traditional farming why are you changing your ways or why are you cutting the forest? And in asking those questions over a long term, they used to be very polite, but I realized that those questions came from a point of privilege, which is that I could go back, to my university, become a professor, teach disinterested American youngsters in rich suburban universities. But the farmers had, and these are market growers, they're not just growing for their own livelihood, they're actually growing to make a profit. They also had the sense of upwardly mobile aspirations. They also wanted to send their children to colleges in Bhubaneswar. They also wanted mobile phones, and why not, right? So my learning over a period of time during academia was that in conservation circles, in sustainability circles, we tend to impose the burden of sustainability on those who often have the least amount of agency in the whole matter, which in my case was small farmers. So it was all those questions which made me realize that I need to do something more tangible. I need to, simple thing, tomatoes, prices are falling to 5 rupees from 10 rupees, you're growing desi tomatoes, how about you grow San Marzanos or Romas or exotic tomatoes which have a premium market. So I'll give you 50 rupees instead of 10 rupees or 5 rupees. You have to best practices and you have to follow those. That was the core idea that Marty Farms has started with. Of course, it has been a long journey. We made a lot of losses. I realized that when we focus on, one of the learnings that I had was that production in Odisha, places like Odisha, is not the problem as of now. We have great rainfall. We have, in spite of climate, change and erraticness, we have great rainfall. We have mostly good soil, especially in the hilly areas. The farmers' production problem was something that happened post-production. If you have the time for it, like a couple of minutes video, we can actually see some. I came here with the intention of actually interacting more than talk, which I'm hoping that we'll get a few minutes for. But just a small, It is staggering when you think of it, that this superbly climate adapted crop, which could potentially solve all our problems of food security, is actually losing its popularity amongst farmers. Odisha is the largest producer of sweet potatoes in India, but there are no processing or storage facilities for the crop here, leading to significant post-harvest loss for our farmers. Sweet potatoes offer tremendous climate, livelihood, and food security benefits. At Marty Farms, we are on a mission to promote their production and consumption by bringing innovation across the value chain. We currently do this by making snacking chips and healthy flours out of the crop, which is directly sourced from our very own network of farmers. Our model goes beyond just sourcing the produce. We currently work directly with over 150 farmers, and over half of them are women farmers. The vast majority of our farmers belong to the indigenous communities of Odisha, who have, for farming purposes, organized themselves into self-help groups of farmer-producer companies. Working alongside various stakeholders such as the local administration, NGOs, we have handled our farmers through the different stages of cultivation. We also provide market linkage through an assured buyback at prices that are 2 to 3 times the market price.
Simple online tools such as WhatsApp, Google Sheets, and geotagging has allowed us access to real-time farm information. Most farmers now have smartphones and high-speed connectivity, which has helped obtain visual data for predictive analysis and timely interventions.
The varieties that farmers grow are biofortified varieties. They're orange-fleshed and purple-fleshed sweet potatoes, which have so far not been grown here. But they've been developed indigenously by scientists, making them very easily accessible to our farmers.
At the lowest of the bottom. Is it possible? If India is going to be a developed economy by 2047, India's manufacturing contribution to the globe has to be in the range of more than 10%. Our present contribution is around 2.9%, and we are number 3 in carbon production. China is 30%, but they're number 1. But if you look at the energy transition investment that China is doing right now is $880 billion in 2024. India is $40 billion. So look at the gap. Okay. Now, with all due respect to Prime Minister, if we wish to be a developed economy, then we cannot be a developed economy if we are not addressing our fundamental environment problem. I can only salute to Sanjog that he is doing a brave job. I don't have any idea about what he is doing, but trust me, if with that fundamental someone goes to the market, look, Swiggy, Zomato gets investment even they're losing money. But an environment-focused startup to get money in the market, trust me, there are very limited funds. Okay, I don't know, what kind of, because in India everyone looks, return within a month or 2 months or within 1 year maximum. Okay, today we are standing at a position. If I'll ask all of you that what you are doing, you go to any institute in Bhubaneswar, in Odisha, in India, AI is the prime subject. Do you know what is India's position in AI patents 2024? Any guess? It's 0.6%. In energy patent, clean energy patent, which is our requirement, we don't stand anywhere. China is 75%, in AI, China is 72%. Those are the fact of the matter. NASSCOM talks, but what it does, what thought leadership they have, they never thought of that AI is going to come, but AI came. CII, like whichever, with all due respect to all the thought leaders, look at where things are going wrong. The total investment, the amount of decarbonization and the industries that now we are going to focus, whether it is heavy industries like manufacturing, particularly around steel, aluminium, cement, which are the critical ones, then further going to AI data center, which is now the hot topic, then the clean energy. If you look at these 3 fundamental areas, India's energy transition investment by 2050 is expected in the range of around $13 trillion. Our economy is $4.2 trillion.